All right, so just to start off, how have practices been so far with everything going on and leading up to your opening weekend this season?
I think we've had some really good practices. We had 2 months of practices where we had an opportunity to do a lot of good things, keep our guys engaged. We had some inter squad scrimmages, uh, and quite honestly, we were trending in the right direction. And I think as it was announced or released, we went on a 2 week pause, but now we're back and being prepared to play Alabama Huntsville. I think one of the things that we did is we got a lot accomplished early in putting our systems in place, and now we've got some stuff that we need to still kind of get moving here before we play, and such as our special teams. With a 2 week pause, it kind of that was our special teams time. So now we're battling to get our special teams in place, and um, but I really like our hockey team. I like the what they brought to the table this year so far, and getting ready to start playing. It'll be 258 days from our previous game, so we'll be excited to play.
Yep. So, like you mentioned, I know last year with covering the team, it was a struggle on the power play, and you mentioned about uh, working with the special teams. What has that been like, and what have you guys done to improve on the power play, hopefully for this season?
Well, I mean, our power play it scores goals, it wins hockey games. Um, I mean, we've had like very few days to work on it, so it's going to be a work in progress to start. I think a lot of teams are going to be doing that, especially when you have starting and stopping, and some people practice, some people can't. I think you're going to just see a lot of different combinations, and hopefully you get as much fluidity as you can. I mean, we've got to get the fluid nature of our power play going. We've got to get into the right spots. We got to get the right reads, and that comes with time. And unfortunately, we don't have that kind of time to go right now. But it's something that we will continue to work on.
Yep. So with that short amount of time, and then the season starting this weekend against Alabama Huntsville, what is the overall feeling of this team? Are they excited to start playing?
Oh, absolutely. We had. I mean, you count that we had close to 50 practices before the pause, and you wanted there was no. It was so far away. And you want to just keep them enthused through inter squad scrimmages, small games, skill development. We took the month of September and October as a personal skill development month, and we're just getting ready to dive into our most of our special team systems. We had all of our neutral zone, all of our D zone, all that put in place, but then obviously our pause came. So um, the last week we've been excited to get back. The guys are enthused. The guys are ready to play. And like I said, 258 days between games is a long time. They're not used to that, and we need to make sure that we're prepared and ready to play.
Mhm. So going off the about Alabama Huntsville, what do they bring to the table, and what are you guys looking at? And when you face up against them?
Well, they're going to be a hungry team. They had their program was on the chopping blocks this summer, and they saved it, but they also lost some of their veteran guys, and so they've got a lot of young freshmen that are going to come in and play hungry. They're going to come in and compete. Their coach, they got a very good coach there in Lance West that'll have them competing and have them ready, and it'll be a good challenge for us right off the bat. I mean, they'll be hungry. I'll tell you that they'll be hungry. They'll be determined, and they want to prove that keeping the hockey program around at Alabama Huntsville was the right decision.
Mhm. So you guys added Mike Corbett to your staff from Alabama Huntsville, correct?
Corbett.
Corbett, yeah.
Yeah.
What has it been like to have him on the staff so far?
Well, I've known him for 20 years. When I was at Air Force, when I came here, he took my job at Air Force. He replaced me. Um, just he's got head coaching experience. He's been won a lot of Atlantic hockey championships at Air Force. Um, their defense when he was at Air Force was very good, and we've got him working with our D, and I think we've got some ability to have some really good offensive defensemen and defensemen could contend for all league honors. And that's kind of what I envisioned when bringing Mike here. But he's been very good so far.
So you talk about some of the defensemen, and then just overall, like, who are some players this season that you're looking to take a big step forward or just be a leader on this team?
Well, obviously, we named our captains the other day. We got a very good leadership group. Nick Percusic, Nick Jenny, Brendan McCallion, Aiden Spelcy are all wearing letters, but also could have put them on Justin Adamo and Nolan Schaefer. It's just you can't have 6 captains.
Mm-hmm.
They're part of our leadership group of our team, and they've all done outstanding jobs making sure that we've been following our goals, standards, and priorities of our program. And they've done it. Like I said, they've done an outstanding job. Guys that I'm looking forward to taking steps, really impressed so far with Roman Kramer. I think Roman Kramer's been very good in the preseason, as has Garrett Clegg. Garrett Clegg actually looked like he took a big step from his freshman year to his sophomore year. And Santeri Hartikainen, we look to have a big year. I've got Santeri centering Percusic and Randy Hernandez, a freshman, coming out of the gates in game 1, and really think that they've got the ability to be a dominating line. So I'm pretty high on those steps of those guys going from freshmen to sophomores.
So what for Hartikainen, Clegg, and Kramer, what do they bring to the table that helps this team?
Well, I mean, Hartikainen's got a big shot. He played at right wing last year. He played center. He was on a power play, but he's just as poised, and his demeanor is really changed. He's playing with more confidence. Same thing with Roman and Garrett. They struggled at times to get and stay in the lineup, and I think they've taken a good summer to improve and to get better, and making sure that they're ready to go and take that step. And once again, before the pause, they were on pace to do that. So you're going to see right out of the gate, you're going to see a lot of different line combinations, a lot of different people in the lineup. It's just going to be you got to make sure that you go with people that are cleared, people that are healthy, and when just like football, just like basketball, there's going to be some people that you go, why is he out of lineup? And it's for undisclosed reasons, whether it's a health, whether it's injury. So you got to make sure that you're prepared and be able to use your depth in your hockey team.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned on Randy Hernandez, and then the entire freshman class that's coming in. How do they help this team moving forward?
Well, they bring a lot of skill. We've got 5 forwards up front that bring a lot of new skill to the program. You got Randy Hernandez, you got Matt Guerra, you got Gavin Goulash, Kyler Head, and Matt Hutton that all bring a skill, a compete. Some are bigger than others, but they all can skate and they all have good skill. And then on the back end, you got Brian Kramer, who we think has the ability to be really good. And then you got David LaFrance, who's got a tremendous amount of upside. He's still a young hockey player, could play 2 more years of junior hockey, but we're ready to bring him in. So I think that there's an upside in them, and Noah West in goal. He's here to battle for the job and battle for that number 1 position. And we've got 2 guys ahead of them. They're all working to get that opportunity.
So speaking of Randy Hernandez, there's been a lot of buzz around him just in general with, looking at his point production in the juniors putting up 90 plus points in 57 games. What do you look forward in having him on this team? And you said he'll be competing on the first line, correct?
Yeah, he's going to be a guy that should play top 6 minutes. He's got unbelievable speed. Played at the U.S. National Development Program, and he produced a lot of points. Randy's game's got to mature a little bit from his habits and what he does, but he's taken steps in the right direction. So, he's going to be given opportunities. He's got to take advantage of it. You're given opportunities, but then you have to make sure that you get the job done and take advantage of those opportunities.
So with players like Randy and then just anybody else, on the offense, I know last year you guys struggled a little bit to put the puck in the back of the net. How are you guys looking to improve on scoring production?
You got players that just got to capitalize around the net. We've got a lot of guys that have scored in the past that did not score last year from Nick Lalonde, Grant Eber got hurt. Those are guys that we had counted on to score goals. And they've had good preseasons. We think that they've got the ability to take steps. It's everybody stepping up to their potential, because these are goal scorers, are good hockey players that have not continued to do that from year to year. Like they did a little bit their freshman year. We expected bigger things their sophomore years. Grant got hurt. Nick struggled a little bit. Justin Adamo, we think, and still has got a lot more scoring in him. Aiden Spellacy, more scoring in him. They're getting to be upperclassmen now, and the expectations of them producing are going to be higher.
And then, you mentioned a little bit before about the goaltending situation. Do you have a set in stone number one? Is it Dylan Lubmeyer, or are they going to be battling him and Reed Cooper for that number one position?
We have not made a decision yet on where our goaltending has been going. We've been, like I said, we played inter-squad games. We've kept stats. We've kept stats in practice. We'll be making a decision as the week progresses here, what direction we're going to go. There's been nobody that's gone out and you could say he's the number one, but they're going to have opportunities in the game, and they're going to have to run with those opportunities when they get them. And just like a player, you got to take advantage of your chances, or somebody else will.
And then, so going into the season, it's obviously been some odd circumstances. What is just the overall feeling of this season and expectations?
Well, I mean, I think we got a lot of confidence in our group. We've got a lot of depth. I don't know what we've got, but we've got a lot of it. And we've got some guys that have produced at high levels in college hockey, and we expect that to continue. So I think that we've got confidence in our group. A lot depends on how good our goaltending is. A lot depends on how quick our freshmen get into college hockey, the mode, the speed, the quickness, the physicality. So there's a lot of different things that you got to dive head first, and you can't really predict where it's going to go because it is such a shortened season. College hockey is usually a marathon. This year it's going to be a sprint.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of, I guess marathon, looking back at last season, you guys were in the playoffs. You guys had beaten Holy Cross, correct?
Yeah.
In the first round, and you were moving on. Is there going to be a little bit of a chip on your guys' shoulders because you guys didn't get to finish the season and prove everybody that you guys were the real deal last year? Is that going to be something that's in the back of some of the guys who are returning, the back of their minds?
Well, I mean, we've set the record of going to Atlantic Hockey Final Fours straight. We've been to 6 straight. That tied a record. I mean, anytime you look at going to a Final Four in 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, those are all really good things. The fact is we still were in the opportunity to go 7. 7 would have broken the tie with Air Force. So we've got a tremendous history of going far in the playoffs. And it was disappointing that we didn't get a chance to finish what we had started, because we had a lot of confidence coming out of that Holy Cross series and going to Sacred Heart. And unfortunately, didn't get a chance to finish it. But I wouldn't say there's pressure on us to move forward. We just want to get back and play.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, 258 days, way too long. And it's been a long time, and it's time to get back at it and be able to do that this weekend.
Yeah. I'm really excited to be able to cover the team moving forward, and looking forward to how the season goes down. But that is all I have. Do you have anything else you want to add about this team?
No, I think we've got a good hockey team, and we got to be ready to go. It's going to be a sprint, and it's going to be fun. So we're excited to get back to playing. That's for sure.
Well, I thank you, Coach Schooley, for sitting down a little bit with me today.
Okay, no problem.